So the next key point is lighting. Lighting is important in not only just in videos, but in photography as well. Again, going back to Frank Losa, former National Geographic photographer, he has a whole video on how to set up lighting. And another example of why lighting is so important, or how it's important, is when movie producers produce scenes for various whatever for the movies. Sometimes it'll take them up to 8 hours to produce one 10-second clip. Just get setting up the light perfectly. They also hire stand-in actors who have the same body and build as the actual actors themselves, and stand there so that they can get the light perfectly for a single shot. And that's how important lighting is. And it goes, of course, into photography as well. You look at some of these pictures in magazines. It's all about lighting. How is the angle in the light? Where is the focus of the light, etc., etc. So what are the important steps to lighting, producing very good light? First is you want to pick a time of day when you're using the most out of the natural light, the sunlight. You want to pick a time when it's the brightest inside the house. Usually the sun's lower in the morning and evenings, like maybe 10 a.m. in the morning, and 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. in the evenings during the summertime, and a little bit earlier during wintertime. And that way the sun's the lowest and it can really go through your windows dramatically. Because you want to really maximize the natural light as possible. It's the best light source you can have. So try to pick a time when that's occurring in the house. Next, turn on all the lights. Make your house as bright as possible. The last thing people want to see is a dim, dark house. Further, these cameras do a really good job, again, like I said, to adjusting to different lights. And if you actually film in under dark lighting, the shutter speed here on the cameras will slow down just to make up for that. And by slowing down, it really dramatically reduces the image quality. And it's not just because it's dark where your dark videos and photos are poor. It's that the shutter speed actually slows down, and recording actually slows down. So that's why the image quality actually decreases when you record during nighttime. Now the third point is try to keep rooms consistent as possible. Now the video is what it is a flow. Is you're constantly moving from one room to another. So when you're doing that, if you don't make two rooms consistently about the same brightness, it'll take your camera some time, a few seconds to adjust. And when you're watching the screen, kind of looking at it like, what's going on here? It comes out of focus and then it's got to readjust. It makes it seem like you're not quite sure of how to handle the video. So you want to show off that you have these great skills. You can produce these fabulous videos, and that's one of the things you want to do. Make sure it doesn't happen. Let's look at this video right here. Just an example. As you look at this video, I have a very exaggerated case here. We're looking at a dark garage and then bright sunlight. And as I move quickly to it, you can see it is taking time to adjust, right? So that's why we just recommend consistent lighting. However, if you can't do that, the trick here is to move it as slow as possible. Now check out this video where I'm moving this much slower and the camera lens is adjusting to the light with the movement. That makes it seem like you have a high quality video and there's no kind of questioning of what's going on here, feeling from the buyer. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to take any kind of focus away from the house itself because you're trying to present the house in its best form possible. The final key to producing good lights within your video is when you're focusing on an object or a person. Maybe you want to have a host showing around the house. Can't be the listing agent. You can't say, hey, I'm a listing agent. Let me show you around. It's got to be somebody else. But in that case, you want to have a lot of light focused on that object or person. Maybe you want to show off your fireplace. Just make sure a lot of lights directed at the fireplace. Kitchen, a lot of light just directed at the kitchen. All right, moving on. Point number 3 is sound. Now, sound, in my opinion, is one of the big distinguishing factors between an amateur production and a professional production. So what do you need to do in order to produce high quality sound? First thing you want to do is you want the sound source to be close to the microphone where it's recording, meaning that since you are you're talking, you're the sound source, you want to be close to the camera. One of the things you don't want to do, it's if you, let's say maybe you have a tripod and want to record yourself talking, or just wanna do certain shots, you want to be close to it so that it can really recognize your sound. The second thing you want to do is you want to keep a consistent distance from your sound. So if you're using a point-and-shoot camera, don't go, trying to record around the corner and just go, oh, and over there is the stairway to the basement or whatever, and then come back over here talking, hey, and welcome back to, and here's the kitchen, here's the living room. That whole consistency is what we're talking about. We want to make it as consistent as possible. So if you're going to talk like this, talk into the camera. If you're going to, depending on how you hold it, whatever you want to do is talk to the camera. Don't talk out here, facing somewhere else. Talk to the camera. If you have a camcorder, talk to the camera, because you're looking at the LCD screen anyway. So talk to the LCD screen, talk to the camera, and that'll really help you keep a consistent sound. Just don't turn your face and talk to it. Alternatively, if you have a camcorder, get a lavalier microphone. One of these, a wired one costs, $30 from Amazon.com. A wireless one will run you like $100, but you don't have to get the wireless. So the third key to producing good sound is ambient noise. You want to eliminate as much of the background noise as possible. So if you're trying to create a virtual tour of a house where you have people who are just construction workers jackhammering away, or the fire trucks going by, trash trucks going by, whatever, parades outside, you don't want to pick those times. You want to try to get rid of those as much as possible. And a good way to eliminate other sources of sound, because you'll be doing it and some car will drive by, or some kind of other noises, just comes out of nowhere, is to talk loud. When you're talking right at the camera, make sure your voice is loud and clear. And the reason is that the microphones that are built in here, and they're not bad, it's just that they're designed to pick up as much sound as possible. Anything and everything, they just want to pick it up. So in that case, what you want to do is drown out other sounds. You're eliminating background noise by drowning them out. So if you talk loud and clearly, camera can't pick up anything else. The viewer of the video can always turn the sound down, right? I mean, you've seen it before. You can always turn the sound down on your computer. But try to turn your sound up. You hear other background noise, and there's a car going by. It's like I heard mumbling. It's like, what? So just draw from that experience and talk loud and talk clear, talk at the camera.